Hey guys, if you like what you hear, leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I would be so happy if you support me on Patreon. Have fun! You found them! They're really... This is the one. You're certain? Doesn't look so impressive to me. Leave us. There's quite a bit I'd like to say to our little guest. What are you worried about? What do you think this insignificant little speck is going to do here? Your loyalty is useful, but your paranoia is irritating. Be gone. So, the hero of prophecy, right at my feet. You're everything I ever dreamed of. Better to say, you're what I expected. Soft, weak, and pathetic. Hardly heroic looking at all. Except for those eyes. They are so... Oh, I just got lost in, Anyway, pardon me. I had something prepared. I was never good at memorizing, so... Yes. It's strange to think, isn't it? That the mighty high ruler who controls half the world would ever worry about some little nobody like yourself. But then, perhaps it's not all that strange. I'd never have a reason to fear the powerful. There's no one in this world that can match me in spellcasting, or with a blade. My armies are vast and mighty. I could never be overwhelmed by sheer force. It would have to be something far more subtle, far more unexpected. You've been stirring the people up. I've heard of it. Encouraging rebellion, not through violence, as I can easily counter that, but by sabotaging my empire. Sending rotten rations to my soldiers, blocking passes that they need to move through. That sort of thing. Quite clever, I must confess, and very bold. Let me find my place again. Never mind, I'll improvise. Your efforts have actually made a mark, but your true danger lies in something else entirely. It's a rather troublesome thing. You see, in my homeland, the seat of my power, there's a particular prophecy. I don't take stock in such things, of course, but many people do. The prophecy speaks of some dark force, a mighty, terrible conqueror that would consume much of the world. By sheer coincidence, it happens to line up with my conquests on many points. So much so that word spread that it had predicted my rise to power. It's ridiculous, of course, a childish fantasy. Why, I would ask to be read the prophecy all the time as a child. I got rather attached to the hero in the prophecy, to the point that I would fantasize. Never mind. Anyway, I'm no longer interested in such silly things. Or I would be interested except for the fact that the prophecy claims that the valiant hero I mentioned will arise from a remote corner of the world to quell this force. It comes at a very inconvenient time. I have been perhaps a bit too successfully in conquering country after country. I've had to halt my advance in order to manage all my new subjects. If rebellion and turmoil were to spread through my empire at this stage, I likely couldn't keep it all under control. I need time, to stabilize. Perhaps you've guessed already, but you matched the description of the hero to a T, more than I would have guessed. In particular, the fact that you are missing part of your right ear fits very well. Quite remarkable, I must admit. It's almost as if following the steps in the prophecy, becoming a dark conqueror just as described in it, just summoned you into existence. Exactly as I'd hoped. Feared. Exactly as I feared. That's what I meant. I'd have no reason to hope that a hero would rise to challenge me. Certainly not to fulfill some fantasy of a younger me that dreamed of meeting... There's something about you. Something that makes me say more than I intended. That's troubling. Where were we? Well, somebody made the connection between you and this prophesied hero, and word has spread throughout much of my domain faster than I considered possible. Everyone thinks that you're really the hero, and that you're going to defeat me. Kill you? I would never. Not after all the effort I went through to get you to reveal. I mean, I wouldn't have had you brought all the way here if I simply wanted you dead. See, that's the problem. This prophecy is inspiring hope among the people. An insidious thing, hope. If I kill you, they simply assume you aren't the real hero and will eagerly await the next lookalike. If anything, it would simply confirm their suspicions, make them think there really was somebody out there who could stop me. This matter has to be handled delicately. Fortunately, I have a plan for that. In my homeland, the word quell has two meanings. One is to defeat or silence something as normal, but the other meaning is to marry. Thus, the best approach is for us to be married. Those impickles will consider the prophecy fulfilled, and nobody will be looking for a hero. Everyone can get back to their lives and be good, loyal subjects. Yes, well, I'm afraid you don't really have a choice in the matter. Not if you want to save the world. I'll get to that in a moment. Let it suffice to say that this arrangement benefits both of us. Oh, that's not ideal for me either. I don't want to marry a commoner. I certainly don't want to marry a hero. Not even one who is so courageous, so strong in the face of adversity, so pleasing to the eye as well. I certainly didn't make plans for this. Why to deliberately get us into the situation? I'd have to have become the conqueror I am today solely for that purpose. Obtain kingdom after kingdom, carefully keeping in line with the prophecy, all in the hope that the hero I dreamed of from the stories would really arise. You see, a ridiculous idea, completely unfounded in reality. This is merely chance, but we must make the best of it, of course. You'll be happy to hear that. At the very least, I can simply hold a fake wedding and then throw you into a dungeon. This is the part about saving the world. You see, I need to be absolutely sure that this works. If people aren't completely convinced that the prophecy was fulfilled, they simply continue on, rebelling and rioting because they believe some here is going to come rescue them before too long. I could be left with nothing, all my conquests breaking free of me until I'm the ruler of absolutely nothing. This quelling entails quite a bit. It's more than just a marriage, you see. It's a new lifestyle. There are expectations for the one who is quelled. And if those expectations aren't met, then I risk losing everything. The key part of it is that when someone is quelled, their whole attitude changes. They become a better person. It's why the word took on that meaning in the first place. It's all about someone with a bad attitude becoming better once they have somebody to love. So in the end, I have to become a much kinder, more generous ruler if I'm to keep the territory that I've gained. You see, if we're married, you'll be doing the whole world a favor. Why, I might just make the world better off than it was before. A benevolent, kind ruler with a hero at their side. I finally have it all. Just the way I seem to be caught up in emotion. Well, I'm simply upset that my conquering days are over. It really was what I lived for. But it is what it is. And as for you, you'll be treated well. Better than you could imagine even. All the riches and luxuries of half the world at your disposal. The finest foods, the softest clothes, the grandest palace. All for appearance, of course. Our wedding alone will be the result of years of... Well, you get the idea. And I'll be playing my part, of course. I'll be a devoted, loving spouse. The best you could ever ask for. Again, all for appearances. Really, you should be grateful for this chance. The perfect situation has landed right in your lap. You can do the greatest, most noble deed anyone could ever dream of, and all it will take is agreeing to live a happy, comfortable life. Obsessed? How dare you? You think I want this? You think I conquered half the world just to fulfill prophecy? You think I've held onto some sort of fantasy from my youth about marrying the hero from the stories and hoped they'd come to stop me? Is that what you're saying? Well, you didn't have to say any of that. I knew you were thinking it. But well, out of curiosity, what if that were true? What would you think of me? But everything's going to work out. The kingdoms I conquered really will be better off. They were all horribly mismanaged and corrupt. I made sure of it. Because that made them easy to conquer, of course. And you'll be so comfortable, better taken care of than anyone ever has been in the history of the world. This was supposed to be an easy choice for you. That's how it would be if I'd intended for all this to... I don't know how all that got dragged out of me. You really do have an effect on me. None of this has gone as smoothly as I'd hoped. I only ever intended for you to find out the truth after the wedding. No, I'd never force you. It would ruin my dream. Oh, and it would be wrong, of course. I tried my best to make a situation where you'd want to choose me. I think you're exaggerating. It's not all that bad. People have done crazier things in the pursuit of love, haven't they? Perhaps you need time to think about it. Yes, that sounds right. You just need time to think. I have a very nice room all prepared for you. We'll speak again tomorrow about it.